All right, what's up, guys? I'm gonna do a quick trade recap. Currently in Montreal. So, the stream this morning that I had was in a random Starbucks on my way to Montreal, which is why, you know, it was kind of rushed or whatever, but it wasn't like the perfect stream for, the team, but I executed perfectly and I mean, it was beautiful. And it's funny because in the beginning, I was like, I told them that Nvidia earnings came out and that they were positive. And then I was like, all the top 10 stocks in the Nasdaq are green. So my original daily bias, I guess you could say, was bullish. Oh, let me show you. I'm not even showing you. Jeez. But right here. Nvidia earnings came out, and if you're wondering why Nvidia earnings matter, basically they're number 2 in the top 100 tech companies, which is Nasdaq. Okay, and then came out better than expected. Um, so I was like, okay, period. Like we're about to go up finally. We're gonna have a green day in Nasdaq finally because Nasdaq has been very bearish, very fast. But as you can see here, I was like, the top 10 stocks is green. So far I'm bullish, but we'll see what 9:30 brings us. And so you guys already know I wait for the first 15-minute candle, which is what I waited for this time. But let me kind of show you what I was looking at. So these gray zones, of course, are supply and demand. That's basically what I like to focus on. I figured that, well, I didn't figure, I learned that my best trades come with supply and demand. Um, so that's what the gray zones are. If I don't have a gray zone close to price around 9:30, then most likely I'm gonna get chopped up. Okay. But luckily this time, we had a bunch of zones, which means a bunch of opportunities for different trades. Okay, but let me show you the zone that I took the first trade off of, which was this 2-hour demand zone. Okay. So you guys already know how I draw the zones. If you don't, I've made a video on my strategy before if you want to check it out. And all my trade recaps, I kind of go over how I draw it. But yeah, at the body and then down to the wick. Boom. But yeah, this is the zone that I was looking at. Okay. So again, we wait for the first 15-minute. First 15-minute didn't really tell us much. You could say that it rejected 50%, but when it comes to other confluences, for example, the volume of this 15-minute candle, right? And also zoom out, we've been rejecting this area here, you know, a couple of times, and we were already kind of rejecting it. So even though the 15-minute candle closed rejecting this zone, the volume and the rejection, on the bigger time frame was bearish. Okay, so if you measure this candle, whoops, it's almost 900 ticks, which for the first 15-minute candles is very insane. That's very volatile and very aggressive. Okay, so when I got to Starbucks and I saw that 15-minute candle, I was like, okay, I don't want to take a long here unless, we kind of break this wick or unless we have another crazy spike up. But other than that, what I waited for was a break of structure to the downside. Okay. Which happened at the 950 candle. Right here, if you zoom in, we had a perfect rejection of 50%. But again, the volume to the downside and like if you zoom out the rejection of this area, it just made more sense to go short because the trend most of the time could be your friend. Okay, so go with the flow. That's basically what I did. So even though this 15-minute candle closed off weak, I still didn't flip my bias to, how do you say it? Bullish, because of this 15-minute candle. Okay. So once we broke 50%, and I'm telling you, it broke really fast. Luckily, I got a really good entry, which was right at 50%. And this was such a beautiful trade because my stop loss at first, it was above that wick. Once we started aggressively moving down, I did move it a bit down to above the zone. Okay, so the stop loss makes sense to me because if we were to go back out of this zone, then obviously I would have been thinking long, but that did not happen. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Hold up. Okay. This was the first trade and it was almost 500 ticks. And it's funny because I only used 5 micros. Shoulda, coulda, woulda scaled in, but I didn't. Don't know why. I was probably a scary cat. But I don't care. I still made 1,000 with 5 micros in 5 accounts. Okay. So that was this first trade was with top step accounts, and I made 1,000 in each. Somehow the copy trader in my FFF accounts weren't working, so I couldn't get in this trade in my FFF accounts. Okay. But after I got this trade, I literally reached $1,000 and I just closed the trade. I was like, okay, boom, I'm out. Took a breather, you know, relaxed. I fixed the copy trader in the FFF accounts. I kind of waited to see what was going on. And then I'm not sure what zone this is. I'm pretty sure it's like a 5 minute or a 15 minute. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's a 5 minute. It's very tiny, but it did cause a big move. And also, we did retest this area before, which is why I really liked this zone. Where is it? Right here. We retested that. Boom, another big, you know, upside move. So boom, we zoom in. Once we tapped into that zone, I waited for the 10 a.m. candle since there was 10 a.m. news. Where is that? Okay, this one. This one's the 10 a.m. And then I did end up taking a long right at this wick as soon as we broke, but my copy trader was still off. So I took a $200 loss on one account in the FFF accounts. And then after I took that trade, I was like, all right, like, let me chill out. Let me not get back in the long. Let me wait a little. And I did. And then what happened was once we broke this wick again to the upside, then I went long and then I aimed for the 50% of the zone. I could have held it up to this zone, but I just took the money. I'm not gonna lie. Once I had $500 of profit in 2 FFF accounts, and then in the one that I lost 200 on, I was up 200 around there. But yeah, it was a really smooth day. I basically caught, I mean, not the top, but kind of. I caught a piece of the pie, which is what matters. You don't need to catch the whole movement every single day. Okay. But yeah, if you want to trade live with me, I'm currently running a 50% sale off up until I get 65 members. Currently, there's only 4 spots left. But yeah, if you're interested, link below. You guys already know. And thank you for watching.